morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome, Energetic Life Now, friends and family from around the world, and welcome to the Energetic Life Now show. I am your host, Eric Stenlake. Whether this is your first time on the show or you're watching the replay, we just want to extend a very warm welcome to you and glad that you have joined us. The show today is being broadcast on the Spanglish World and H.E.R networks on Zingo TV channels 250 and 251. And remember to download the Zingo TV app on your iOS and Android devices. And please give us a like and a comment. We would appreciate that. The app is free, of course. Zingo TV is also available on Google Chromecast, Amazon Fire, Fire TV sticks, Roku sticks, and on all smart TVs 2016 and forward. Ta-da-ta-da! Listen, friends and fam, this is a fabulous, fabulous holiday edition, and I am so elated that you are here because I've got incredible guests on today, and I want to welcome back to the show my dear, dear friend, Kendra Richardson, Know Thyself with Kendra, and a huge, warm, energetic life now. Welcome, first-time guest to Lupita Bautista, dialing in all the way from Mexico to join us today from One Life to Live in Baja, Mexico. Ladies, thank you so much for being here, and happy holidays and welcome to the both of you. How's it going?
Oh, it's going amazing. We are so excited to be on with you today and grateful that you are hosting the show and letting us really have this opportunity during the holiday season to share a little bit about an amazing cause that Lupita is actually a co-founder of. So thank you so much for having us.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited. Thank you for hosting us.
Excellent. You are so welcome, Lupita, and thanks again for joining us. So, Lupita, since you're a first-time guest, well, let's have you go first. Give us a little bit of a background. Like Lupita, tell us a little bit about your mission, your project, the work that you're involved in Baja, Mexico, please.
Okay, I am one of the co-founders. So we found this place, One Life to Love in Baja, to help women and children abuse situation. It's not a lot these programs here in Mexico to help that kind of women, to empower the women. We don't have that. So now we want to make the difference. Is why we have this shelter to help them, to power them,
Beautiful, beautiful. So tell us a little bit about the program in terms of and without getting into too many details, if you will, for the privacy of the women that are there. We have a group of women there, and there's some children there as well. Is that what I understand?
Yeah, they come with their mom, and we have their younger kids. They're from DEEF. They're like protected child social worker, something like that. They have the kids here, the underage, and they don't have mom and dad. Sometimes they bring it to us too. So we take care of that kind of kids.
Wow. So you guys are, I would imagine, incredibly busy.
Yes.
And you've got a lot going on and trying to meet the needs of the women and the children that are there. And the staff is doing amazing work. Now, Kendra introduced me to you and your program because Kendra has a backstory on this. So, Kendra, would you mind connecting the dots for us all on how we now are here together today?
Yes, absolutely. I would love to. So hello, everyone who hasn't seen me on here before. My name is Kendra Richardson, and I am a holistic empowerment mentor living in Southern California, about 10 minutes away from our friend Eric. But I have been passionate about volunteering from a very young age. When I was first blessed with the ability to travel, it was like seeing things that were so different culturally and having this first thought of, oh my gosh, this is so different. This is so new. And as I've traveled more and more, what I really come to find and what I see now is any place I go, no matter how different it is, I just see how it's the same. How we're the same as people living in Japan. We're the same as people living in Africa. We're the same as these people living in Mexico, all over the world. At our base level, we're all really the same. And so my mission and my passion is really helping people connect with that part of us that is the same, which is the divine that lives inside of us, and helping people connect with that and fully activate it so that they can live their highest best life and also help others do the same. And that's really been my experience with volunteering, is that you end up receiving so much more than you give, whether you're doing the field work or you're donating or you're helping them with marketing or any way that you can give to someone doing an amazing cause. And so I was itching to get back in the field, and living in Southern California, I was excited to see what there was in Mexico. And I actually did some Googling. I was having a hard time finding something I felt really resonant with. And then about a few months later, I had that same ping. Oh, see if there's something you can volunteer with women and children in Mexico. So I did another Google, and what do you know? One Life to Love was the first search result that actually came up, which I thought was so trippy, because I was like, I just Googled this a few months ago and I did not see their page. And it's pink. It's totally speaking to me. It has stories of the women. It has all of the things. Hello, Cindy. So good to see you on here. And I instantly knew, oh my gosh, I would love to volunteer at this place if I could get in touch with the founders. So I did. I sent in an email, and I ended up working with the women a lot over the telephone first, kind of sharing who I was, what I had to offer. A beautiful thing about Lupita and Rose, her other co-founder, is when people want to come in to volunteer, they really want to help that person share whatever gifts they have to share with the world. And so it's a really beautiful collaborative effort. I ended up going down and teaching an in-person workshop on kind of self-love and self-empowerment through the lens of neuroscience and spirit science, I like to call it. So that was really a beautiful experience. It was my first experience being with them in person. And instantly I was just struck at, number one, how full the shelter was. And number two, just the deep connection between the women and Lupita and Rose, the co-founders, the women and the other women, and also their connection with what they're trying to accomplish there at the shelter, which is growing their self-love, growing their self-empowerment, so that they're not put back in situations that make them and their children vulnerable. And by the way, many of these women are about 15, 16 years old, and they have 2 or 3 kids. And so you see that they're doing everything for their kids. And after that, I was just instantly like, anything I can do, any extra time I have to help this organization, I want to do it, because it's so sad for me to see so many organizations doing such necessary work in the world, and then not having the awareness around their organization to get the funds they need to even keep that open to everybody. And so I would never want that to happen to One Life to Love. And I know, Lupita, monthly donations have been low in the past months, and you guys have been really full. So I think it's important now more than ever that we shine light on this beautiful organization and see how we might be able to help.
Oh, thank you, Kendra. That was so beautiful. And I love that you have this heart of service, not just locally, but globally, and the impact that you're making around the world is just beautiful. So I thank you for your calling to do this, because not everyone has that calling, and I think it's a very, very special thing that you are doing. And I'm so glad that we just connected like this around this beautiful opportunity. And which I love, because, you know, as we're looking at what you were just saying, that's the topic for today, is what a giving heart gets. And I think you nailed it so beautifully. Like, when I come from a place of authenticity within my heart, within my spirit of service to others, I get back. Me personally, I feel like I get back so much more than I give. And because you looking at neuroscience, there's a huge brain chemical and body connection release of joy and fulfillment and happiness of which, I get to be of service. I get to help others. I get to be present. There's so many I gets for when you're in that space of that connection. And I just think it's absolutely beautiful that that we all get the chance to do that. And friends and family around the world, listen, if you haven't had the opportunity yet, find something within your community of which you can support. Find a way to help a friend, help a family, be in that space that you can, because I guarantee you what will come back to you is tenfold of which you give. And Lupita, if I could turn the attention to you for a moment, we were talking behind backstage before we joined onto the show, and you were sharing a little bit about the program there in Baja, and the fact that you guys are full, you are at max capacity. Tell us a little bit more about that. Like what does that mean for your program to be at max capacity, and what needs to happen for that to really expand to meet the needs of more women who are victims of abuse and violence?
The place we have right now, we're renting it, and it's kind of small, and we had to open a big bedroom, and so we had to divide it with curtains, so that each one have their bed and have a little stand so they can put their clothes, and that's the way we're working right now. But in the future, we're looking for land so we can build, our own place, so we can have more people to serve more people around here in the valley. And
Yeah.
that has been a little bit problem for us because we need to spend ourselves a little bit.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah. So listen, energetic life now, friends and family. Like when I say this is a special day for us to be here to understand what a giving heart gets, you see this website, this link down below, and we're gonna jump on this right now, because here's what I, from Energetic Life, am asking for our viewers today, whether you're here live or you go back and watch the replay, is to jump onto this donation page at onelifeinbaja.org/donation and give what you can. And here's the goal, and this is blowing my mind to even talk about it, to even think about it. If we're looking for 400,000 people, right? There's going to be 2 million people watching this show today. If 400,000 of us donated a simple $5, we would be able to bless this organization with $2 million. So that would be the ability for Lupita and Rose to go buy a piece of land and begin construction on a home in a much larger scale to meet the needs of many more women in Baja, Mexico, to have a safe place to come to get out of the situations they're in and begin their journey to healing. So Energetic Life Now, family and friends around the world, here's your opportunity. Jump on to the donation page below, get on there, donate your $5, please, 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 and get your heart in a giving place.
Yes.
And this is what we are here today in this holiday season to say, let's give a small gift that is going to have an enormous impact on the lives of women in Baja, Mexico. So thank you.
And you already know that if this money is coming through, which we can feel it, we know you guys want to give back. We know you want to help change the world. And sometimes it feels like we can't, and we only have our own two hands. But then you have opportunities like this where you're watching the show today and you're like, wait, $5, or even if I can send a little bit less, would be a life-changing thing for this organization, all of the women that go through it. And you know that if that's something that happens, we will definitely be coming back on the show. We'll let you know when we're sending updates and photos of all of the amazing things happening at the shelter with your money. So know that you would definitely get a follow-up as well.
Absolutely. Thank you, Kendra, for saying that. Yeah. So let's dive in a little bit deeper on what a giving heart gets. And I know this is really something, Kendra, that you within your role from Know Thyself with Kendra, as a guide, helps people to understand that. And so I'm going to turn this to you for a little bit, if you wouldn't mind just sharing a bit more about what a giving heart gets from your perspective, and how you're teaching your clients to get into this spirit, if you will.
Yes, thank you so much. That's such a great question. So when I was younger, I really had a hard time seeing the suffering in the world. Suffering that's happening all around the world in so many different twisted, dark ways. And it really depressed me, quite honestly. And I had a really hard time, especially a dark three or 4 years where I was struggling a lot with my mental health. And there were many reasons for that, but I would say part of it was just that I was so overwhelmed with, why is there so much bad going on in the world? And
Sure.
how can I even help when I just have the two hands that I have? And so I wasn't even aware when I started volunteering about the actual universal benefits that one receives when one gives. Now, being in the position that I am in and doing the coaching work that I do, and having crossed paths with so many amazing mentors who have taught me so much, and the books I've read and all of the things, what I've learned is there are universal laws that operate on a first principle level in our world. And one of those laws is the law of reciprocity. And what that law says is that whatever you put out into the world that is with good intentions and with kindness and is giving and is paying it forward, you're going to receive at least that, but likely double, triple, quadruple what energy you put out back to you. Now, that energy could be in the form of someone helping you when your car breaks down. It could be in the form of cash coming into your bank account. It could be in the form of you getting healing from a leg injury that you had, right? There's many different forms of energy that are used as currency and seen as valuable. And sometimes it doesn't come back from the same source. It doesn't mean that if I help One Life to Love, then One Life to Love is going to write me a check back. It absolutely does not work like that.
Right.
But if I were to help One Life to Love, maybe in a day or an hour or in 3 months or in a year, is someone going to show up on my doorstep with something amazing? Or am I going to cross paths with someone that is going to help me with my mission? Absolutely. And I can guarantee it, because that's what I've experienced throughout my whole life without even consciously recognizing what it was, until I, in recent years, started learning more about these universal laws. So when we talk about what we get back, that's on a very universal scientific level. In addition to that, it can be hard to love ourselves and to give ourselves everything we need and deserve, because we're living in our own head, and we also hear the little firings of our brain that's saying nonsense that really isn't us at all, but sometimes we identify with that. But when it comes to other people, studies have shown that giving to others is actually the #1 motivator for humans above money. And so when we give to others, it creates a massive release of dopamine and other feel-good chemicals in our brain. And it really reminds us how lovable we are because of the love that we're able to give and create within others. And when you pour that love out, you're going to feel it pouring right back into you. You are going to feel smiles, hugs, warmth in your heart, all of those amazing things that comes from really being selfless and taking the time to focus on what am I giving to this world instead of what am I focused on getting out of the world.
Right.
And I've seen that time and time again and experienced it time and time again. Every time I leave a volunteering experience, I'm like literally floating on cloud 9. And even if you're a little bit nervous to do something like that, or you feel like, I don't know if I just am jumping for joy about doing something like this, I can promise you that if you devote yourself and open yourself up to the experience, as soon as you get there, you will start realizing exactly why there are so many benefits to this kind of work. And I can promise you that you will feel it in your heart if your heart is open.
That was beautiful. Thank you, Kendra. Thank you. You know, and as you were saying that, I'm thinking about you, Lupita, and your co-founder Rose. Like in the beginning, when you guys had the idea to create this home as a safe haven for women, I'm sure there was a lot of excitement, and I bet you guys were a little bit nervous starting out. Like,
Yes.
how are we going to do this? What is this going to look like? So can you give us a little share on what you guys went through emotionally at the beginning creation of this whole idea?
Yeah, in the beginning, we were nervous a little bit because we're like, who's gonna found it for us? Who's gonna raise money? Who's gonna come to work? How many women's gonna be? We don't have a place. We're like, it's why our ministry calls one life to love in Baja. So each life, it makes a difference. If we can love one at the time, that's more. That I feel really joy to help somebody, and like that people helps another one, and like that. So all this year I have seen that people walk into the door, donate some clothes or something, they have extra something, it's always has been people helping. So we still working, but we still need some more funds for raise, for the shelter, for the food and other expenses we have. But I mean, it has been amazing.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. So, hey, friends and family, like we're talking about what a giving heart gets, and I wanna point out, Lupita, that a friend of ours, a dear friend of Kendra and mine, just put over in the chat. Such a powerful mission. I am interested in doing a workshop or something for the women down there. Let's talk. So look at that. Already we're getting
Wow.
people saying, hey, we want to connect with you and help you. We want to spread the love. We want to spread the joy. We want to give of our time and give of our energy. Cindy Gold, you are a blessing beyond
Yeah, thank you.
comprehension to all of us here, and thank you so much.
Yes.
So friends and family out there, you guys are watching this. Again, jump on the link there, the website, one life to love, onelifeinbaja.org/donations. Jump on there, give a donation to this so that we can expand this ministry. We can expand this program. We can expand this opportunity. We can bless the lives of many more women that are in need in Baja, Mexico. That this is one of the most amazing gifting opportunities. I can't even imagine what this is going to look like as we move forward in this. It's absolutely incredible that we get to do this in this opportunity. And listen, you got a gift for someone that you're trying to figure out, like, oh my goodness, like I don't know what to get this person. Here's an idea for you, and I've done this before. Myself, is that we donated and we gifted to an organization like Lupita's, and then what do you get as a gift for the person that has everything at Christmas? You make a donation in their name, in their honor. That's a beautiful way to expand on the gift giving as well. So I just want to throw that out there, like, oh my gosh, I've got this relative and I never know what to get them. They got everything that I need. Great, put their name on it. Send that donation along with their name on it, so they know they're having an impact as well in this beautiful opportunity and this beautiful program that you're running down there, Lupita. So Miss Kendra, you were saying a minute ago about, you might not know what to do in terms of service and giving from the heart in terms of connecting with organizations. And Lupita just told us, like, it's a little scary at first. And I can so relate to what you both were saying, because when I was a college student, I got a chance to go to the Philippines and spend a month over there, uh, sharing my life experience, sharing my testimony, and we did it through sports, and it was through the game of basketball. And we went around to the villages in just north of Manila playing basketball, and got to meet hundreds and hundreds of villagers there in the Philippines. And when Kendra's saying it comes back to you tenfold, I mean, my gosh, this was in 1991, and I'm like 150 years old now. I could tell you that there is not a week that goes by where I don't have reflection back to that experience, back to helping those people and being there. My daughter actually went with her church youth group down to Baja, and they repainted an orphanage about 2 years ago. So we come from a family of service, and we love to do that because we know that it's important for us to share our blessings with others. It's important for us to give of our time, of our service, of our attention to help those that need it in that space and place of where they are in now. And so I just want to encourage everybody that's on the show today. Holiday season is the time for giving, a time for sharing. We're going to ask you guys to go really, really deep internally right now and go into this internal heart space and feel what that calling is saying to you. Like, how can I support this beautiful organization, these women that are in this need of which they need support, and I can help them? And that's the beautiful thing, is we know that they're there and we know that they need help, and I can. Mm-hmm. And so, friends and family, jump on that donation link right now. Jump in there with your $5 or a couple of bucks. It's going to go to daily expenses for food, for clothing, for the shelter, for these women and these children. These kids need supplies to be able to go to school. There's a lot that goes into the day-to-day operations for Lupita and Rose in order to effectively run this shelter for the women. So again, jump in there, feel it in your heart, what it is that you guys can give. And our producer here, he's saying giving to others is not only rewarding, but it opens doors for all involved. When you help somebody, your life becomes enlightened and real. Thank you, Eduardo, for that beautiful, beautiful message. And I love that. The comments here that you guys at home can't see, but we can see them here. Kendra's Cindy Gold is inviting Kendra and Lupita to be on her show, Create Your Victorious Life with. So look at that. Look how this is opening the door. You're going to be on another TV show coming up. Like, this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. This is happening. This is happening. And I love this thing. He said, $5 doesn't even buy a venti brew. Right. It's not, you're just, it's a couple of bucks. It's a couple of bucks. Hop in there. Kendra, what's burning on your heart and mind right now?
Yeah, as you were talking about all of that, I was just thinking about, think about when you're having a bad day. We all need someone to lean on at one point or another. And relationships, let's face it, if we're being really honest with ourselves, are probably some of the hardest challenges and also the most rewarding experience of our life. But you think about issues that you might have with your family members or with other relationships that you have. And for those of us that do have beautiful families and beautiful partners that support us, just putting yourself in the shoes of someone that might not have that and thinking, if I were in that position, how much would it mean to me to receive some support from someone I might not even know, but just someone saying, you got this, keep going.
Yeah.
The support is going to come to you. I think about personally when I'm having a bad day and I walk to Costco and someone at Costco says they like my nails or something. And I'm instantly like, oh my gosh, I can feel a huge shift in my system. And I'm like, I can't believe, but that one comment literally changed my day. It made my day so great. And now you think about if someone's struggling and they are needing to go to a women's shelter, what that difference is going to be when they knock on the door and Lupita and Rose and the other women are able to welcome them in with open arms because of your $5, because of the funds that you provided, versus, you know, the sad case where Lupita and Rose, and I know that they're doing this currently and have been the past few months, they have to close their doors to women that need to be inside them just because of financial circumstances. So if you just think about that, and if that gave any little flutter of like, oh my gosh, I could really be the light for someone, please, please hit that donation link, submit whatever you can, and know that what you do today is a really, really, really good thing, and it's going to help some women.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Kendra. And, you know, it's, you said something a second ago that just was like a smack in the head for me. What would it look like, sound like, and feel like if I showed up to the front door and I knocked on the door and said, please, I need help. And they said, there's no room and we're sorry, we can't help you. Like, I wouldn't even begin to comprehend how devastating that would be, because I am at one of the lowest places of my life in that moment of me knocking on that door saying, can you be here and help me, protect me, keep me safe, keep me warm, put some food in my stomach. And I think back to, well, this is December, so it was 4 years ago that we were just moving back into our house because we had a horrible water leak and an asbestos contamination, and we lost everything that we owned as a family. They came in, the Environmental Protection Agency came in, guys in all these suits, and they literally carried everything out and threw everything that we owned away. In that lowest of low feelings, seeing everything that you knew, your safety, your security, your home, everything of your history as a family was gone in the blink of an eye. And friends and family out there, I say that because that is where these beautiful people that need support are showing up to the shelter here. And if we don't help, if we don't get in and get hands-on with Lupita and Rose and this community, there's going to be those people that are going to be turned away. And I don't know about you, but I can't live with that. I can't live with that. Cindy put in the comments that the timing of this statement, it's Christmas, and what Mary was told, there's no room in the inn. Yeah, the Christmas story, the birth of Jesus, right? You know, she was pregnant and ready to give birth. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, how, you know, look at that, you know, story that we know so well in the Christmas story. So listen, friends and family, you guys are on this and the donations are flying in. I want to thank you for everyone that has been already a part of this. Thank you so much for blessing the lives of the people in Baja and for these women and these children and Lupita and Rose. And thank you for doing what you've done already. And we want to continue this conversation where we want to continue the donations we have coming in here for the rest of the time that we're on the show. Lupita, I want to ask you a couple of questions, if you may, about your shelter. Like, give us an idea. we're asking for $5. And I know here in the US, people around here are like $5. $5 is nothing. But what
Yes.
does $5 mean? $5. What does $5 mean to
You
you guys to help there?
you can help with lunches for the kids to the school, so they can take for school, or you for 3 kids you can help with that, or a meal for a woman a day. You can help with that.
Wow.
So yes,
Wow. Could you guys just feel that? What would $5 mean? 3 children could eat lunch that day at school.
yes.
$5 means that one of the women in the shelter there could eat for the day. When you attach the dynamic, the impact of that mere $5 would mean to the people here at One Life to Love in Baja, like holy moly.
Mhm.
I know I equate $5 to it's a Starbucks, right? That's that's a one drink thing. But to think that $5 would mean 3 kids could have lunch at school that day, whoo, man, oh man, oh man. That is just really hitting me right here. This is that time of year when gifting from the heart can mean so much more, can be so much more than just running to the department store and wrapping up a gift for someone. That it could meet that need of food insecurity for the people at the shelter. That this child walking out that door going to school saying, "Yes, I've got lunch today." Wow. That kid's going to school with their head held high, knowing that they're walking in there and they can concentrate on their learning, not dreading the hour of which they go to lunch and that kid doesn't get anything to eat. So, friends and family, this is how deep this impact goes when we're talking about $5 for these beautiful, beautiful people in Baja, Mexico. Kendra, what's on your heart and mind right now? I see your wheels are turning, smoke's coming out of your ears. I know you're dying to share something. Hit us with this, because I'm like, whoo, I've been feeling this the last couple of minutes, like what $5 means.
Oh, well, I'm just admiring you and just watching you feel into it and knowing that I'm feeling it too. I just feel so grateful to all be in this together, and for everyone watching, know that we can feel you too. And we're so grateful for your presence here today. I want to toss it to Lupita in just a second, but I want to say just one thing that my dad has always taught me, and it's something that's just like stuck with me my whole life. And I'll just share it. It's just a quote. But it's the quote that for those with great privilege comes great responsibility.
Oh.
And if you've ever taken a look at the world and just felt a little icky about how unfair it is and how people are just born into unfairness, and if that's ever made you feel a little like, I don't know about this, know that you can use whatever privileges you have and leverage that as a platform to help even out the spectrum, right? Help raise others up and come down to meet people where they are, so that we can create a more equitable world. And you totally have a role to play, and you can be the change. And in fact, you are the change. And that's why you're on this earth, because you wouldn't be here if your spirit, everything that makes you unique, if that wasn't needed, you wouldn't be here. And you're here because you have a mission to help create a better world. And with that, I just also wanted to toss it to Lupita and see if there are any stories of the women that you would like to share today as we're kind of closing out this episode. If there have been any stories from the women or experiences you've had with the women that have just really stuck with you that you want to share with our viewers today.
Yeah, we have a lot of stories of the woman who has come, but one is really, she's here with us. She's working with us right now. So her name is Alex. She was 17 when she came to us, and she was living with an uncle and an aunt, and her uncle was rape her, and so when they found out, her mom went to put a report in the police, but they didn't do anything. So the uncle was kind of a threat to their life, her mom and her. So they came to the shelter. They all came, and so they stayed for a year. After that, the Alex was gonna go back, and I told her mom, if you want to leave her here, I don't want her to go back in the same situation, or the uncle can go get her back or something. And he was a bad guy doing stuff, and. So I was afraid for that, and she stayed. And from here she went to how was it school. After that, she finished her school, and she became to work with us. Now she's one of our house mom in the night, and she's 22 years old right now. Yeah.
Oh,
So she's yes.
wow. What a beautiful story.
Hmm.
Wow. Yeah. So, wow, man, just to think like, wow, what a challenging, horrible circumstance that she was in, and how she's been able to, with your support and your love and your shelter there, she's been able to get back on her feet. And now, what a giving heart gets. Now she's in that place of service to other people,
Yes.
and she can give back. She can, bless the lives of other women and children that come into the shelter there, because, she knows what it feels like to be on that rock bottom, and she can offer that voice of hope
Yes.
for the people that are coming in, fresh, and say, listen, it's tough right now. It's going to get better, and you're going to be able to get back on your feet like I did, and then to be there as a mentor and a coach, to the other guests that are there at the shelter. Wow, that's just amazing.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing that with us, Lupita. It's such a beautiful story, and I know that that's not the only one like that, in terms
Mm,
of you've had many people that were once being served at the shelter and now are in a place of serving others at the shelter, and actually stayed to help pick up some role in a work
Yes.
employee position. And I think that just shows the quality of the organization you and Rose have created, because you're not needing to go out there and post your jobs on LinkedIn. Like, because of what you're putting out there and the giving heart that you're serving with, that law of reciprocity is continuing to work in your life, and people are saying, I don't want to leave. How can I help your mission that helped me so much? And to just see the empowerment that creates on all angles is such a beautiful thing. And again, just shows the amazing work that you guys are really doing. And that was one of the things that I felt when I came down and visited as well, just the amount of care that you and Rose have for the women. You're thinking about it day and night. It's not just when you're there at the shelter, and it's really it takes your full heart to put in the work that you do. And seeing the women and how much they look up to you and Rose, and how much they talk about how much they look up to you, is such a beautiful thing as well. And I know I've thanked you before, but just thank you from the bottom of my heart for being the person that you are and doing the work that you do.
Thank you.
Our world would not be the same without you, and you're so needed and so appreciated.
yeah,
Thank you, Kendra.
that's beautiful. Thank you, Kendra. And I was thinking, I've been on your website, or your Facebook page, your Instagram page, Lupita, and beautiful. And you can get on and you can see what goes on in the day in the life of everyone down there. And listen, you might be watching this and saying, hey, I'm from a organization, whatever, that we can do a project, we can do something with everyone down there. Reach out to Lupita, reach out via the social media, and offer to come down like Kendra did. Offer to come down and see what you guys can do to help support. Maybe there's something that you can do, as an organization or a family in collection of clothes or different things that are needed, for everyone down there. So yes, the donations of the money is really important, but there's other ways to help serve as well. So be creative in that, and let's see what you guys can come up with as you reach out to Lupita to say, hey, we've got some things to help support you and everyone down there. Because Kendra, you just said a second ago you went down, and that was that was your first experience down there, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and so you went down and you spent how long were you there?
I was there for just a few days.
A few days. And so in that time, give us an idea of kind of what are some of the things that you did in your service live and in person there at the shelter.
Yeah, so I came in and I had lunch with the women, which was amazing. And then after that, I taught a workshop on really like self-love and self-empowerment. And that was a few hours. It was a bit of me, teaching and coaching. And then we had some like interactive writing activities and sharing. And that was really my favorite part, is just seeing how much the women took away from it, and hearing the next day that they were talking about it at dinner, and just it kind of opened up a nice portal for them to be more vulnerable with the things that they were experiencing, and bonding over those things was really amazing. And then the next day I just saw them for a bit. I brought over like some pastries that I had brought down, and then we left because it was actually their weekend. So they kind of have the weekends off and they can do more fun things, whatever they want to do. And I just wanted to share that it's so amazing to be able to share your gifts with those that are in need when it's aligned. But an important thing to keep in mind too is when we go in and we volunteer, there's just this fine line that we ride between coming in and saying, here, this is what I would like to give to you, and this is what I think would help you, and saying, these are the skills I have. Where do these align with your organization? What are you really looking to receive? And how can I kind of wiggle in with that with you? Because we never want to go into organizations and feel like we have the answers or we know what's going to change the organization, because we don't. We need to talk with the people that are working there and see what might be an aligned fit. And oftentimes it's going to be a win-win, and you can share your passions and help. But just keep that in mind if you are going to be approaching Lupita, that they might share some alternate suggestions for you as well. And that's really the beautiful part, when you get to co-create what's really going to make the biggest impact together.
Yeah, such a great point, right? Because we can say, oh, if we do this, this will be great. And it could be completely the opposite of what is needed at the time. So really great words of wisdom was, from the gifting perspective. So thank you, Kendra, for that. Lupita, anything kind of last minute here as the show is winding down that you want to leave with the viewers and the listeners around the world today?
I just want to thank everybody who has been connected. And we need help. We need help. People who can come volunteer. We need skills. They can teach the women so they can empower the women. And when they go out, they don't have to go back in the same situation with their kids. So we're trying to do that. We have some skills here, class, computer room, sewing class, and some another like cooking, we teaching all that kind of skills for them. So when they go out, they don't have to go back in the same, and we're helping the second generation with their kids, so they don't have to repeat the same situation of their mother and fathers, So we're trying to do that, but we need your help. If you guys want to come and visit us, you guys welcome to come and see it.
Thank you, Lupita, and thank you so much for jumping on today with us, with Kendra and I. This has been an absolute joy. Friends and family around the world, your link is down there. Jump on to onelifeinbaja.org and donate today. Do this, please, for these beautiful people down here and the mission that they are moving forward with. Thank you both so much for being here today. This has been an absolute joy, and happy holidays to both of you. This show can also be heard on the Spanglish Radio Network. Please check it out on SpanglishWorld.ca for all the news and programming. Spanglish World, watch it, hear it, read it, download it, live it. Happy holidays from Energetic Life to you. Thanks so much for being here. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.